direction. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never end your stare.
Welcome back to Two Canadians at Kafe Lise and Bigger Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Anton, and with me is
DJ Spencer.
Great. And today we're going to be talking about friends. Going out to the outlands to make friends. It's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey. We don't have we're just going to talk about our experiences over the past few days, week, or whatever it was that we were going out, just doing what we could to see how easy or hard it was to make friends out in the outlands. With some interesting results for sure.
We died a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of death. There's also, because my playstyle tends to be, because I'm a looter, I usually have my paths that I stick to. And so even with this, if I didn't find somebody fairly quickly, then I would tend to go to my looting ways. And then if I come across somebody, then I'll try to make friends with them. Great. But it was an interesting experience for sure. It's just totally, even as a looter, I'm always ready to fire first and ask questions later, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you always gear up for expecting, a big fight. And for this, I was really adjusting my playstyle a lot. Yeah, so I guess we could start with that. Let's talk about how did we adjust, our loadout. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll start with my loadout. My typical loadout is going to be some heals. Obviously, I usually have a couple disinfectants, a bandage, and then usually a painkiller and a antibiotic. So those are the heals I typically take. And I'm going to talk about Xbox and PlayStation separately because I do play on both platforms. My loadouts are very similar usually, but in Xbox I do find I tend to take stuff like a port or two with me more often than not. Grenades, now that I can make grenades, I might take a grenade in with me, but it's not necessarily standard. And sometimes armor. Armor is more often when I'm doing duos, but I have been doing it a little bit in solos too. Especially now that I'm getting, my shelter's getting up there, and you start adjusting your play styles. Okay, well, I'm still collecting from my shelter, but sooner or later I'm gonna have to start playing more aggressively. I don't have to, but just to keep the game interesting. And so for this, I did away with all the all the gold stuff. So no ports, no armor, no grenades. I still took meds with me, just because I figured, not always going to run into friendly people, which quite often I'm not going to run into friendly people. So I still took some meds, guns. And so I've always been one who played with all the different types of guns, anyways. Unless I'm doing duos, and I'll play around with gray guns, green guns, all the different ones. But I try to take guns that seemed less threatening. So instead of taking an M16 or an AKM or one of the other guns that are, even though they may not be the top tier ones that are good guns, I was taking an M2 carbine, which is still a good gun, but might seem a little less threatening, right? And not taking tons of ammo, taking a few clips worth of ammo. Or else, well, I was also playing around with, when we were doing duos, I was playing around with, you were taking a shotgun, so I was taking a carbine or a shotgun, and then something smaller, like in the pistol slot, like a scorpion, as a backup kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I was kind of doing with my loadout. How about you? What were you? How were you playing with your loadout?
Yeah, I tried some different stuff. So I tried doing some naked runs, pretty much.
Okay.
Essentially.
I didn't try anything naked.
so I did a few naked runs, but usually I did the same thing with you as you.
Yeah.
Typically I would bring, I brought. I don't usually use bandages. We kind of talked about this in the consumable heals
Yeah.
episode, but I would bring in like 3 bandages, I think,
Mm.
a couple disinfectants, and like an antibiotic. Usually, my typical loadout is like um, an armor plate, a port. If we're playing duos or trios, I bring a second port.
Yeah.
Um, and then usually it's 2 disinfectants, 1 or 2 painkillers, and one or 2 antibiotics. So that's typically like what I bring for heals.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this case here, that's what I was bringing for like my naked runs. Essentially, I like no weapons, just that. And then same thing as you, I would bring in less threatening
Yeah.
weapons. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I know a lot of people love the IZH shotgun, and I'm joining the fan club because
Yeah, it is a good shotgun.
oh my god, like I had like one stellar run on Grand Time, and it's like, oh my god, it's like swoon, like I don't know, man, it's so good. So yeah, I would do that. I ran like some shotguns because I figured, you know what, like I'm going to try to make friends with people, so I wanted to try to get somewhat close, and then if it's going to be that close, I might as well have a shotgun
Yeah, that's fair.
handy, right? Um, Same thing, or I'd bring in like a pistol if I wanted something like mid range, not like, and it wouldn't be like something threatening like a Rafika or SWSH.
Yeah.
I think I did do a couple of runs with those, but like um, it wasn't like, it was very minimal.
Yeah.
It was pretty much keep it basic, um, and go out there and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
try, try to make fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh.
I think we kind of talked about it too. So the guidelines for this kind
Mm.
of experiment was you can't shoot at someone unless they shot at you, essentially.
I was maybe a little
Or
loosey goosey with that one, but like I wouldn't shoot. I tried not to shoot first unless they were acting in a threatening manner. So
okay,
like I would do my haze, and
yeah,
then if they didn't respond or they started doing stuff like okay, they're looks like they're getting ready to engage,
shoot.
then I would
Okay,
yeah, it's like okay, all bets are off. Yeah,
shoot first, ask question later.
that's right.
Yeah,
I gave them every
I,
chance.
yeah, me, I was just like, you know what? For science, man, I'll die. I don't care. I'm like, eh, as long as that first bullet was just like shot at me. Um, yeah. After that, it was game on. Well,
Yeah.
try to have a game on like with what I
Yeah, if you
with what I
can,
have.
if you have a chance to respond and all that, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that, and you couldn't just like walk around like the edges. You had to try to like go and loot stuff, or
Yeah.
like for myself, I was always trying to like either get the airdrop, get one of the loot events, or try to get there, like just try to do something like that.
Oh, okay. And that's a little different from me because I was trying to stay more away from the sweaty areas just because I figure okay, people in those areas are just in general going to be more ready to shoot. So I was trying to find people to make friends with, so I was staying away from the
Yeah,
sweaty parts, hoping to run into people who were more friendly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, ah. I'm like, I was all good for it. I was ready to die.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all
I
good.
didn't like. I was having fun with this, so it's
It
like
was actually a lot of fun. It was, I will say
it
that.
was.
Yeah.
I was. I forget who I was telling to. I was telling my chat one night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, we've died so much, but it's like this is literally a lot of fun, just because it's different, right? It's outside of our norm, like you said, right?
Yep.
It's a different play style. Like I don't try to do this right often, so it was fun, and um, this topic kind of came up because just before the anniversary episode that we came up with, I had a really good run on FJ
Yes.
where I actually made a friend. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like this is fun. I'm like, I don't know, who knows how long this episode is actually going to be, but I thought it'd be a cool subject, right? Because
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of people try it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's Yeah, no, definitely. And other things I'd also tried to do, um, other than just my loadout, is adjust the way I looked too. Um,
Mm.
so my typical, I was playing around with the stock. What was it? No, what's the new one? It's the Zone Patrol. I was wearing the Zone Patrol, which I didn't think was too bad, but I was wearing the Zone Patrol at first, and then uh, I can't remember. My normal loadout was um, like a miner's cap or something
Oh yeah,
with
the yellow one
no, it wasn't the yellow one.
or with the orange.
It might have been the rusty one or something, miner's cap or
Okay.
something. And then with like the pilot goggles from I think it was from Junkers, and then something over my face, and then I started saying, okay, well, no, if I want to be friendly, I shouldn't cover my eyes. So I got rid of the eye covering after a bit. Then I made sure I didn't have a face covering. I was trying to say, okay, I'll be more friendly. Let's take it all off. Change my hat. Okay, what's a friendly hat? Just trying to figure out,
Yeah.
how can I make. And then I changed my outfit to some different types of outfits that were trying to look a little bit more casual. Not so
Yep.
much sweaty outfits.
Yeah.
So I was really playing around a lot with my outfit, just trying to tweak it, make it seem friendlier.
Yeah. I actually thought about doing that too, and for whatever reason, I like me. It's like I just want to go back into the encounters, right? And I'd
Yeah.
always forget to do it. I was just like, ah.
I think
And by the end of
when we
it,
were
it's
doing our duos, by that point I was wearing the orange raincoat with the orange hockey helmet and my clown
yeah,
face.
the
Because who
sad
doesn't love
clown
a
face.
clown? Lots of people apparently, but that's
Yeah.
something else. Yeah.
Oh my God. And then another thing too, I'm sure you probably did it too.
Yeah.
I swapped my gestures around. So,
Yeah.
like the emotes.
Yeah.
So hey, I had actually moved it off the default
So
because
did I.
sometimes I would accidentally hit hit the hey button,
Yeah.
and I didn't want that before. Now I wanted that, so I moved it back to the primary slot.
Hmm.
And then I moved a bunch of other friendly ones. Like I got rid of anything that was like intimidating, um, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
or the like I didn't want to use those ones. Um, uh, but like I use like, and especially with some of them because you can't communicate with um, the other
Yeah.
Outlanders. It's like thumbs up's a good one. The pointing one's good too,
And I
sometimes
wish I had
because
put those in. Yeah, I forgot to do that. I
it,
did the same thing as you. I put hay as my primary because I don't normally have it there. But yeah,
yeah,
I should have messed around a bit more because today when I was playing on PlayStation, I was like, oh man, I really wish I could point. I forgot to put
yeah,
pointing in because it would
yeah.
really handy right
It,
now.
and that was the thing was like, so sometimes in the past it's like I've run into people that we've sort of become friends, but like you can't communicate, right? You can't ping or anything like that.
Yeah,
So what's happened in the past is like sometimes they'd actually shoot in a direction or whatever
yeah. To shoot at
as a means.
something, yeah.
Yeah, but in this case here, it's like shooting was kind of like taken as a threatening
I guess it depends.
manner,
I
right?
guess it depends how they're doing it. Well, I didn't. Well,
Yeah,
if I had run into it, I don't. Yeah, if they weren't shooting directly at me, that might have been okay.
yeah,
But I didn't run into any of that, so
yeah. But if you had your back to them and stuff like that, it's like, I don't know.
that's true. If I
That's
wasn't paying
why,
attention to them, yeah,
yeah, that's why like having those kind of gestures really works well. So that is one thing I did swap around um, to like kind of help with this.
right, cool, nice. So yeah, let's start. I guess we'll start talking about some of our experiences. We'll start with solos,
Okay.
and just talk about how it went with solos. I played a lot of solos. Well, because I played like a stream and a half. So a stream is like
Okay.
around 3 hours or so. And I didn't start right away when I thought, oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about this. I need to start playing like this. So it's about
Yeah.
stream and a half of solos on the Xbox, and then I did a stream of solos today on the PlayStation. Um, and yeah, it wasn't a lot of success. I'll say that. Um, I'm trying to think if I had on the Xbox any potentials. Because I had a few times where like I definitely had times where I would say hey to somebody, and they would start, start shooting at me, and then I would have to shoot at them too.
Yep.
Um, but there was a lot of times where I was like saying hey, and I don't know if they didn't hear me or what. I just, they just took off, kind of thing. Um, yeah, and I'm trying to think for solos and Xbox. Yeah, I didn't have any successes. Any successes in solos with Xbox. Yeah,
Ah.
I know. Yeah, my first time is I think it was a. I'm trying to think, where was I? Oh, I think it was Grantheim. I don't know if it was my first time in Grantheim, but it was my first Grantheim map I did, and I started on the lower foresty part, where there's no,
Okay.
and then Signals was in that tower that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured, okay, I'll go check out the tower. I know someone's probably going to come for this tower early, so I'll see. And then so I went to the tower. I didn't go up the tower, but then I heard somebody. I started yelling, "Hey, hey!" Um, and yeah, they started taking shots at me. So I pulled out my gun and killed them. And I was using the M2 carbine at the time. And then
Yeah.
that was essentially it. I think I went up the tower, checked to see where people were. I went into the town looking for people. Um, but by then I think people had already been moving around. So yeah, that was my first Grontheim one. After that, yeah, I think there was a few more times where I had to say hey, and then I had to shoot. But and I died. I definitely died a few times during this as well.
Yeah.
But there was also times where I just didn't run into anybody, and so I'm looting at the same time and getting out with some loot. But you know,
Yeah.
yeah. How about your solos? Were they much better?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It was fun. Like I had mixed bags of results and stuff, but
Yeah.
uh like so I only got to do one solo stream of trying to make friends.
Yeah.
Now, Grontheim is probably one of the better maps.
Mm,
But same thing. I had a spawn similar to you.
yeah.
Um, and someone, or no, sorry, I was across the river, but the same spot
Yeah.
was where Signal was. I ran into someone. I hate at them, hate at him, hate at them. They never hate, but they never shot either. They looked at me,
Yeah.
but they never shot. And I chased them around, like just follow. Sorry, not chase, but I followed them.
Chase them. Come here.
Yeah,
You'll be
yeah.
my friend.
And they go up to the tower, and I get back out, or like I'm at the bottom. I caught up to them, and they turn around and shoot me, and I was
Uh,
just like, I should have just took that as a W, but big fat L.
yeah.
But I had that kind of instance a few times, and like we had that the one time on when we were doing duos. Is I kept following the one guy on battery, literally like probably a good third or a half of the map, and I finally jump in the back of a truck with him, and then he shoots me there.
Oh,
So
wasn't that in duos, or no? That was somewhere else. That was your solos. Okay.
no, that was duos with you.
Oh, okay. That was the one in duos. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like I want to like kind of think of myself as. Do you remember Tiny Toons?
Oh yeah.
Okay, if I was a Tiny Toon character for this experiment, I would be Elvira. You know how like she
Oh.
would just run up to like the animals and just like hug them and squeeze them and like choke them to death type thing.
Yep.
That was like me, nonstop. Hey, 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 like trying to make friends.
Kitty.
And I got burnt like probably like three, four, maybe five times doing it,
Yeah.
both solos and duos.
Oh
But
man.
I did uh Grantheim. I want to say almost every time I was able to make one friend, but after that, it's like I'd die to like another person because I was getting greedy. I'd make one friend and then I'd try to find another one.
Oh, you're trying to like chain in your friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like once I thought I had it, but no, the guy turned on me.
Yeah.
I got, and I don't know if you've had that. It was like a fake friendship, and then
Yeah.
boom, I got blown off.
Today actually on PlayStation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And actually, there was one time too on Grontheim where I made a friend, and we kind of went our separate ways. I lost track, and but shortly he went over like a hill. So you know where the exit is, the middle exit.
Yeah.
How there's like the mountain ridge type thing. So he went over towards the north, and he went over to the next set of like mountains
Right.
where there's like some trees and stuff. He got in a fight. I ran to like see if I could help. I had found a gun or something like that,
Yeah.
or I had a shotgun. So I get there, and I'm pretty sure he was healing up in a bush. I'm pretty sure it was my friend, and I guess he panicked and
Oh.
shot me
Oh no.
when I got close because I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
So I
He may not have
it was
remembered it
so
was
much
you,
betrayal.
or yeah.
Yeah, so I get it. But
Yeah. That
um,
one could almost be counted as a win, just because he was just in a fight and he didn't know what you were planning on doing. Yeah.
yeah, um, station. I had one friend that I made on station. Other than that, it was total failure.
Yeah.
Which I honestly thought station would be good because it's like a big enough map where you could kind of like entice someone to be your friend because
Yeah.
there's not other people coming around.
Right.
But what happened was I made a friend right off the bat, and then right after that we got pushed by someone who's like they're a top 50 killer type thing. So we got slaughtered.
Yeah.
and that was what that was like a zero to hero run too, so I had nothing.
Oh man. Yeah.
So that was tough.
Yeah.
But trying to think, what else did I do? Diverg mixed results, same thing though. I could kind of make the friends, but again, sometimes it's like people won't shoot me, but I keep chasing, and then I guess they got annoyed and would kill me. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Stop trying
But
so hard.
yeah, and yeah, like it didn't matter. Well, I guess it did kind of matter if I had a weapon or not, because people see you without a gun, they're less likely to shoot,
True. But
or
I
there's a
always,
better chance
yeah. I always made
of
sure, I
not.
always took a gun, but I always made sure my gun was holstered. And I only
Yeah,
pulled it out.
or that too.
Yeah.
And one thing too, um, is I did a few runs where I only had secondary weapons. So when you have a secondary
It's
weapon,
harder
it
to
doesn't
notice.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that kind of helped too, maybe.
Mm,
Um,
maybe, yeah.
I never tried bringing in like a higher end gun.
No.
So
I did pick up
um,
higher gun guns while in raid though. So if
yeah,
I got into a fight with somebody and killed them and they had a higher end gun, sure I'd pick it up. I'll still
oh
keep
yeah,
it holstered, but yeah. Or if I
yeah,
happen to find, I got a loot event that had a gun in it, then I'd probably pick up that gun just, because it's loot. It's still loot.
yeah, exactly. We're still playing the game as we would
Yeah.
typically. We're just trying to make friends as
Yeah.
well. Um, but I want to say like the episode that kind of spurred this idea. Um, I wasn't even trying to make friends.
Right.
So I was on Field Canton, and I was one of the spawn points near Crash Chopper.
Mm.
So I went to the top of the hill. Um, I got 2 quick kills, and before I had time to even heal up after the second fight, um, there was someone coming across the eastern side. So like they're from this like if they're coming from church, they're going along the side of the mountain
Right.
towards like Lonely Man's resting spot. And I started shooting, and I didn't even reload my gun from the previous fight. So I ran out of bullets, but then I noticed, oh, they didn't have anything.
Right.
So I was like, let's try to let them live. So I said, hey, hey, and they hate back. And I actually ended up escorting them to Lonely Man's resting spot. And I checked the gun crate, and there was only like a PM pistol. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to let him have this pistol, because if he loses PM, there's no way he's going to one tap me in the head with a PM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's like the one gun that like you're legit not going to get one shot in the head, right?
True.
So
True.
it's
True.
like let him have that. I escorted him to like the whole like southern portion of Fiel Canton. Um, we even got like I think we got the cash spot. I don't remember.
Mm.
Um, I brought him to some loot spots, and like I let him have some loot. And then we get to the airdrop comes and is by the island, just at the bottom of the church.
Right.
And I had boosted the crate. So had this been the perfect run, I would have let him have it because it would have been like a fairy tale story for him, anyways,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But no, because I boosted the lobby, um, I'm like, no, I'm going to be greedy. I let you have all this loot, and I'm like, I'm just going to grab the crate. Go to grab the crate. Someone's trying to snipe from the north mountain, just above us. And so I think he actually shot at the friend and me. So I backed up and I sniped him in the head. And then I just went and grabbed the crate. I brought my friend over to the body, let him grab like whatever gun he wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, I was nervous the whole time because I thought at that point I'm going to die because he's
Yes.
going to shoot me in the back, grab the
Take a
drop
crate.
and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, exactly. And then we just head to the exit that is west of there or
Yeah.
east. Um, and I hear the crows and I'm losing it. I'm like, oh my god, someone else is here. I forgot he's not on my team,
Yeah, he's not a
so
team.
he's
Yeah.
the one triggering the thing. So we made it out. So it was actually cool.
That's nice. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I actually am sorry. I forgot about this. I'm talking a lot.
That's
I
right.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
On Grontheim, I actually had a similar run where I made a friend, um, and I went for the airdrop. Guy didn't even care about the airdrop. He was just looting. I don't think he had anything. And we literally ran from not the depot, the barn in the middle of the map. We went all the way south down the road together, beat out radiation. It was like wonderful.
Nice.
Just leisurely stroll with a friend.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended my stream that night too. So it was really good. I actually had 3 kills, I think, that run. 2 kills or 3 kills, plus made a friend.
Right.
So and
Yeah.
the job.
Today, yeah, my most success was today on PlayStation. So, like I said, on the Xbox, I never really had anything that was even can be considered a success in solos. On PlayStation today, I had two. One was probably a fake friend because it was on Victorson, and I met a guy up in those sheds near the top that have wire, and then the comm
Oh,
station can spawn there, and there's like garages or whatever, and there's a tank I think, and all this stuff.
yeah.
So I met a guy there, and I said hey, and then I said hey a couple times, and he said hey, and we were like okay, everything seems good. And so we're running down to the houses just down a bit from there, and there's um, that one red house that has like a yellow pickup next to it. It's like one of those, and it looks overlooks another red house that usually has a couple of fertilizer.
Okay.
Okay, so that middle red house, whatever, we get to that one, and there's someone else there. We see this other guy, and that guy was like shooting right away, like he was dangerous. And so we're
Yeah.
like, I think the guy I made a friend with is behind me on the hill. I'm around the corner. I'm in front of the house around the corner, and the other guy, the bat who we run into, is on the other side, and he's like a sweaty guy. Um, and then I'm getting ready. I'm peeking the corner, and then I get shot and I'm dead. And it was the guy who I was with, and so I'm thinking it was a false friend. Now
Um,
maybe he fired at me by mistake. I don't know. I can't say for sure. He got killed by the sweaty guy afterwards, so
uh,
I think it's most likely a false friend. But there I guess there's some wiggle room because I wasn't watching him. I don't know if he saw something that he was shooting at, and then he hit me instead. I can't say for
yep.
sure.
Yep.
But then the one success I had today was on Sagbrook and down in the fisherman's village. I started near there, and I did a bunch of looting around there, and um, a guy came up, and I did my hey hey, and then he heyed back, and it was actually a guy in a hazmat suit, one of those ones, and when he's like doing his hey, it sounds all muffled or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we both like gestured and danced, and it was all good. He checked around for more loot, but I was like, oh, I got most of the loot. But then I had no way of communicating with him other than hey, and I was thinking, oh wait, I found the picture. I could try to lead him, but then as I was watching, he ran right for the exit. So
Oh,
it's like, no, wait, come back,
yeah. Frank.
friend. I know where the loot is. So I couldn't lure him back, but he took
Yeah.
off. But that was a success. We didn't kill each other,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and then I might have died on that map later on because I think I got the loot, and I went up to what do you call it? Up to Foreman's house, and I think someone got me there.
Okay.
And then there was one other time. I'm pretty sure that I hayed somebody, um, and he didn't shoot me, but he didn't hay back, and he just sort of I hayed a few times. He was doing a running around, and then he took off. And it's like, okay, well, I don't know if we became friends. I think we just were passing, just
Yeah.
strangers in the night. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
bye. So
Two strangers passing on
yeah,
on a walk.
yeah, exactly, on a walk. Yeah. So that was the most success I had in solos in this at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder too. That makes me think, like, because maybe the Xbox player base is like more experience, where
Maybe.
maybe they've had more
Hmm.
bad experiences of people trying to make friends or whatever,
Yeah.
or they're at that point where they just want to try to go get kills or something like that. I don't know. And because I've noticed, like the PlayStation streamers, some of them are a lot more tentative than some of the Xbox people. Um, like
Yeah.
the ones that are not as experienced.
Right. Yeah.
Right. If you look at the same amount of game played, it's almost as if they're a little more tentative. Now, this could just be just something random I'm kind of noticing, but
Yeah.
or just a coincidence of who I was watching or whatnot. Um, Maybe that's why you had more success, but
Maybe.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Um, Now, so I did have one run on battery. It was actually my first one
Okay.
that on battery. After that, they were all failures. But the first one,
Yep.
I started off at motel and get all the loot, and then I swear I heard shooting at the barracks. So I went towards the barracks, couldn't find anyone. I got a lockbox. Signals was at the top, at the first bunker, top of the hill,
Yep.
and I found the picture. Picture is on the side of the hill, heading up to there. So I was perfect.
Oh,
Get
okay.
up there. I heard shooting, and so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, I'll head that way anyways. Trying to make friends. I got to find someone, or hit signals.
Yeah.
I get just to the top rock, and then I see someone coming. So one thing I tried to do was not to be fully open, because even when I had a weapon, I wanted to kind of give myself a chance to take cover in case I got shot at. So I was half behind a rock, and I was able to, like, I knew I'd be able to take cover if I did get shot at. I said, hey, hey, hey. The guy he saw me, he stopped. He didn't hit back. He looked at me a few times, even aimed at me, I think, but I didn't shoot. And so he went signals, hit signals, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So I went up to him and I wanted to, like, get him to say, hey, like, let's do something,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I need this W here,
Yeah.
especially on battery.
Yeah.
That would have been like the biggest W ever, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
battery's like so map.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he's not going to do it. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go check out. Like, I think Bard was in that bunker or something. He starts shooting, but I don't know if it was at me. I had my back at him, and I had looted a 1911.
Yeah.
So I turn around, one shot him in the head,
Yeah.
take all this stuff, and then check signals. No one else on the map.
So you would
So
think he was
literally,
probably shooting at you, or unless he was
yeah,
shooting at something to. Yeah.
get my attention. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm like, whatever. I'm like, sorry, you shot at me. I'm nervous. This is like maybe my fourth run period in all this experiment.
Yeah.
So I get Bard House, Time Vault. I got the cash spot. I got a lockbox. I hit the truck with the mortars in the port, and the drop was all the way up north, and by the time like Bard like unlocked and stuff, I didn't really have time, so I left. So I'm like, okay, I made no friends, but this was
It was a good
like
loot,
an
a
amazing
good
run.
run. Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah,
then we
that's
might as well
another
talk
memorable
about our
one.
duos experiences. We did that together. That was both of us together.
Yeah,
We did duos. We were expecting it to be rough, just because duos is inherently a sweatier mode, right? Because you're going in with a
yeah,
teammate. You're typically going in expecting combat, right? Even though we were still going in with really minimum loadouts.
yeah,
I think that's when I started using. I think you started using a shotgun and something, or just a shotgun. I can't remember.
yeah. Shot. Yeah,
Yeah, I started using my carbine at first, but then I started switching it up. And that, yeah, okay, I'll take a secondary. Like I'll do the same thing. I'll take a shotgun and something smaller. And so I started out. I think I tried a rack, and then I switched up to the scorpion. And I got
yeah,
a lot more respect for this. And I'd never really used a scorpion before, and I did not too bad with the scorpion in
yeah.
the
You
times I
did
had to get into a fight. Yeah.
when you avenged me.
When I avenged you, yeah, man. I'm trying to remember what the first. The only one I can really think of at the moment was when we were on Diverg.
Oh,
We were on Diverg. We started on the across the river. Was it across the river, or no? We were down a bit. I can't remember, but I think signals might have been at that shed that's north of the map, in the hills a little bit,
oh,
by
yeah,
Filthy Crossing.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's the one. That's the only one I can think of on the top of my head. We went there. You went up and said hey to a couple guys who were there, and one of the
yeah,
guys said hey back to you. And
yep,
yeah, it
yeah,
seemed like, oh my god, you made friends. But then his
yeah,
buddy, who was in a hazmat suit,
yeah,
just clocked you. It's like
yeah.
boom, you're dead.
Never trust a hazmat
Never
suit. Come
trust a
on.
hazmat suit. But then I had some success because, yeah, I shot the I killed the buddy, not the one in
Mhm.
the hazmat, but the buddy. Um, and then I was trying to get on the hazmat, but then another team was coming from the up the path, like from the north,
Yeah,
and then there was a team behind me too. And
yeah,
across the river there was a guy, and I waved to the guy, and he said, "Hey," and then he waved back,
yeah,
"Hey," and so I said, "Okay, I'm going to leave them alone," and they left me alone. And so it was just
yeah.
I did die, and it was to the guy in the hazmat suit,
The hazmat.
but it wasn't to the guy behind me who I hayed with. So I counted that as my friend. I made a
Yeah,
friend, even though,
yeah,
and I think he was
yeah.
a
That's
trio as well, because afterwards I was looking, and it looked like there was three of them on that
yeah,
bank.
yeah.
So that was
Uh,
interesting. That's the one I can think of right off the top of my
yeah.
head.
We also had one where we spawned just north of Olaf's farm.
Yep.
Um, and so we went south, obviously, to Olaf's farm. And then I did my typical path where, like,
Yep.
I kind of stick up on top there on
Yes.
the stern side. And then I thought it was a duo, but it ended up being a trio.
Yeah.
Um,
And I was sort of
and
off to the side a bit, watching the just down the cliff part, um, between Olaf's farm and that red shed or whatever. And there was one guy coming up that way.
yeah, and I kept trying to hey. The one guy kept aiming at me, and he never shot. He kept getting closer and closer. And then when he finally did shoot, well, then it was game on. And
And I was shooting
like
at the
I
guy
think,
down below. There's a guy down below. I was like, okay, I'm taking him. I'm going for it.
yeah, you got. I don't know if you did. You kill that one guy,
I don't
like
think
the
I
one,
did. No, I think he got
or
me.
he got you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then I think I killed the guy that I ended up trying to hay,
Yeah.
but then his two buddies. Oh yeah, so his two buddies ended up killing me.
Hmm.
But it, it was so tough. It was a
It
lot of
was.
fun.
It was
We
fun though.
laughed a lot.
Oh, we did.
Like we
Yeah,
laughed
we
a
had
lot.
fun.
Trying to think.
What are the
What were some?
Yeah, because we also tried some other maps too. We'll talk about maps more in detail, but we tried some other maps. We tried Fell. We didn't have any success in Fell at all either.
No.
We did. I'm trying to think. Who did we run into people in Fell? We must have.
Yeah, yeah, because we died.
Oh yeah. Well, we also got out of Fell once too, didn't we? Oh no, maybe not.
No,
No,
no.
no. We were up in the church area. Oh no, but then we left church. I remember going up in at one point we were up in church. We looted some stuff around church, so we went down, and then I think I can't remember. Yeah, we died each time. I think we might.
Yeah.
Did we only do it once or twice? I thought we
We
did
did
it
it twice,
twice.
I think.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
twice. So we hit Fiel a couple times. We might have even done a battery.
I think we did do a battery.
Yeah, that wasn't successful. Oh, we did, because that was the battery where you went up to that guy and were hanging with him, but he didn't say hey back, but then you were following him, and he didn't
Oh
shoot
yeah, and he
at
shot
you.
me in the back of the truck.
He shot you in the back of the truck, and then I tried to. He was stuck in the back of the truck, so I ran up to the truck. I was going to try to get up on it, but then he got down and shot me. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
that's right. Yeah, we did do battery once. Um, we
I
did
want to say
defer. Yeah, obviously once or
yeah.
twice.
I want to say the only time I survived was on Sogbrook.
Yeah, we did do Sogbrook. Yeah.
We did a couple of runs, and I'm pretty sure I survived. That was the only time I survived.
Yeah, no, I do remember. Yeah, there was that one run where there was, yeah, we killed, there was some guys across from us, and I killed one of them. And then there was a team coming from our left, our right, because we were just
Yeah,
outside of the main sawmill area. And I think the drop was over there too. And Signals was up in Cabin in the Woods. And we even
yeah,
checked Signals, and the secondary guy was still in that same area where we had just fought and killed his one buddy.
yeah.
I think we died on that map. But then there's one, no, maybe, or was that the one we got out with the fuel? Because we
I
didn't
think
get
that's
out.
the one we got out with the fuel.
Yeah, that was,
Be,
yeah,
because someone grabbed a crate and left,
yeah,
but they didn't have the fuel, so they ended up going east to Fisherman's Village,
right. But we
and then it
had the
was just
fuel.
the two of us.
Yeah.
And because there was only duos in the thing, I grabbed the
Yeah,
crate,
you grabbed the crate. But I got some good guns off of some of the dudes. Yeah.
and it was a boosted crate.
We did Sagbrook a couple times too, because there was another
Yeah,
time I think we started on the beach, and we
yeah,
we were coming up the path, and we ran into somebody. I can't remember if that I killed that guy. I killed a guy and I got his bugle, and then we went over to Sawmill as well. Or but then I think we got killed. I can't remember now.
yeah.
Definitely didn't make any friends.
No, no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Like the thing with duos and trios is you may have someone on one of the teams that might be friendly, but odds are
yeah,
the teammates are not going to be as friendly, I
that's
guess you
true.
could
They may
say.
not be so open to making friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but yeah,
uh,
yeah. We were both playing duos together, so those were our experiences with duos. We didn't have a lot of experience, but we did like we yeah, and you had a false. Well, it's the thing. Your friend might have been legit, but his buddy wasn't,
mhm,
right? And so he
mhm.
killed you. So and
Yeah,
then I think the friend I made was legit, even though because I got killed by the one who killed you.
yeah,
So I would say that was mediocre success on that one. We didn't
yeah,
survive, but I think we might have made a couple of friends if it wasn't for their buddy.
yeah,
Yeah. So one thing to consider now, I guess we'll move on to maps. Talking about maps,
yeah.
um, I definitely when I was playing solos took maps into account a lot. Like if I saw I didn't try to go to battery. I tried to stick to certain maps. Like I figured, okay, if I was going to try to make friends, I figured Brodelin might be a good one to try. I think even Vic Torsen, I was willing to give a try.
Yeah.
Grontheim, I thought had potential, and Segbrook. I think those are the main ones I was trying to stick with.
Yeah.
Because Fiel is a very sweaty map. Um, both batteries are very sweaty. Fisk is a very sweaty map, so I don't even. Did we try Fisk? I don't know if we
Yes, we
did.
did.
We did. We
Yes, we
did.
did.
We did try
Yeah.
Fisk. Yeah, and it went. Oh yeah, that's right. Because we were going into Fisk, and there was this one trio, and one of the guys messaged me saying you're dead or something like that. It's like okay, buddy,
we
whatever. And what he didn't,
we had the worst loadout in the
yeah,
lobby.
we had the worst loadout in the lobby. Like, yeah, we know, but and
Friends?
they were like, yeah,
Question mark?
friends, and they were like the three sweatiest too, like that trio.
Yeah.
The one guy who emailed us was the three sweatiest. They had the goalie masks on. They were decked out to be, you know, and they're the ones who got us. But it wasn't him. He didn't get us. It was his buddy who got us, or got
Yeah.
me, anyways. So it's like
It was tough too, because that game we had the spawn on the island, right?
yeah.
And like that's like right off the bat, that's a hot spot, right?
Hmm.
Either way is like good luck making friends. There's like 20 different teams. Well, I'm
And we
exaggerating
got
there, but
ported right away too. I think they ported us right away.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. The maps that are typically like a sweaty map, like doesn't matter if it's solar duo trios. If it's a sweaty map, odds are it decreases the chances of actually getting a teammate.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But like I said, Grontheim, I had the most success. Sogbrook, I want to say I made one
Hmm.
friend, but like it's not always a sweaty map. It's almost like a middle ground, right? Um,
Diverg might be
but
considered a middle ground too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I find Diverg. It depends on like the other maps in the rotation at the time, right? So if
Right.
you have say Battery and Field Canton
Right. Yeah.
or other sweaty maps, then Diverg is a pretty good choice. It's not as sweaty. If you have, say, Grontheim and maybe Sogbrook,
Hmm.
Diverg has the bigger lobby. You might get more sweaty players because they're trying to get more kills that way.
Right.
So it's almost situational that way. Um, but yeah, like I agree. Like Anakin, I tried making friends, and I didn't make friends. I'd always get shot, and then I end up
Yeah.
either getting killed or getting a kill. But like I would classify like Anakin, Field Canton, Battery, Fisk
Fisk. Yeah.
as those tough maps to make friends.
Yeah.
Um,
I tried Anakin once today, but I didn't really run into anybody. So yeah, I don't know if I could have made a friend or not on Anakin. I had a decent run, like I had, because I also found the buried cache and all that, but I just
mhm.
didn't run into anybody, and I wasn't really avoiding people. I was trying to find people, but yeah,
Yeah,
I think they all
and that's
fought off before I got to them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too is especially on long range maps.
Hmm.
So again, Anakin, Field Canton, it's tough to make friends because you need to get close enough where you could hey someone and they could hear you,
Yeah.
and like those maps, if like there's certain places where you can get close to people right away, but it's like at the same time, if someone's close to you on one of those maps, odds are they're not trying to be your friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No doubt. Yeah. Um, yeah. I guess that's basically it.
yeah,
For maps. Yeah.
yeah,
If you're trying to make friends, try to stick to the not necessarily smaller, but ones that aren't as sweaty. Like, so yeah, like we said, Sagbrook, Grontheim, Rhodolin Bridges, um,
yeah,
Victorison, and maybe Diverg. Those are your best bets. We think, anyways, in our opinions,
yeah, yep.
uh, for finding friends. Technique now. I don't know what we have to say about technique. What's your technique for trying to make friends? You're
Well, we
actually
kind of talked.
you're I was noticing when we were doing duos, you're like out of the gun saying, "Hey, hey."
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I kind of dropped some of the tips around there, but yeah, definitely me. I was wearing out right on the D-pad, man. It's like paying every as often as I could.
Yeah.
If I even heard like a footprint, it's like, hey, hey, hey. Tried to make sure. I always had my weapon holstered. You mentioned you
Yeah.
had it too.
Hmm.
You didn't want to have your gun drawn. Um, uh, I always tried to not make intimidating or something that could be, deemed intimidating, like
Yeah.
an action type thing. Um, what else? Weapon wise, it's like, kind of mentioned it, like usually a sidearm or naked run is a little easier because they don't see you as a threat
As much of a
potentially.
threat. Yeah.
I didn't try changing my clothes as you mentioned, but you did.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Like,
Yeah.
if you
Did it
have bunny
help? I don't
ears,
know. Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
that's the thing. I don't have the bunny ears. I should, if I would have had those. Who knows? That could have helped.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but like I've seen mod vlog post clips and stuff like that, dressed up as a bunny, and then he kills someone. So, and I started the hashtag trust no bunny, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm never going to trust a bunny wearing Outlander ever.
There you
Like,
go.
I'm sorry, and a hazmat. Sorry, that's another thing
Oh
too.
yeah, the
Don't trust a
hazmats.
guy on a hazmat
Though
or
well,
person
I
in a.
made friends with one hazmat, but he just left soon. So, so there might be one good hazmat out there.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
yeah, for my technique is yeah, I wasn't as quick with hay, but I was always trying to make sure that I could see somebody. So if I as soon as I heard or saw somebody, I would start saying hey, but I wouldn't be like out of the gate, hey,
yeah.
hey, run into a new area, hey.
Yeah, yeah, and it goes back to that thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm Elvira from Tiny Toons, right?
yeah, yeah. Make me my friend. Yeah,
I want friends.
yeah, for sure.
And again too, about the gestures, because you don't have um, like ways of communicating with
Yeah,
the person. It's like, there's a lot of pointing ones, right?
yeah. I always
You
thought the
can point
pointing ones
up,
were kind
left,
of
right.
useless, but in this situation, yeah, they would have been
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
thumbs up, slow clap, all of these ones. There's a lot of good ones that you could have. You don't want to do like the throat slashing one, or
Or
the
the
pew
the middle finger
pew.
one, or
Yeah,
the
that too.
yeah,
Or like, I'd say away too from the boxing one and the warm up ones there. I forget what they're actually called there, but
yeah. One is called
um,
warm up, I think. Yeah, and that one's maybe not so bad. Like it's hard to say. But the dancing ones are good. Like the disco dancing
yeah,
one, and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. There's a couple different dancing ones, like the one where you're like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. And then there's like the rock on one too.
which one's a rock on one?
It's like, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, with throwing up
I,
the horns. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Sorry, the horns. Yes.
yeah,
Trying to think, but yeah. So it's like, try to find something, a way to communicate with like
yeah.
other people, and again, like, try not to be intimidating. Um, yeah. I don't know what else.
Yeah,
It,
that's basically it. Like those are
yeah.
that's yeah, we were doing very similar, except you were just a little bit more quick on the hay than I was. Um, quick on the hay. But yeah, if you're actually going out trying to make friends in the outlands, then yeah, things to consider, right?
Yeah.
Definitely change up your emotes. Change maybe change up your outfit. That's a thing, but certain outfits do denote more aggressive intent. So,
Yeah.
like you said, the hazmat can quite often be an
Yeah.
aggressive one. The I see anybody with a goalie mask, I figure, oh, this guy's a sweat. You know,
Yeah.
I don't see anybody who doesn't wear a goalie mask and or wears a goalie
Try to
mask and
make
doesn't
friends.
act, just as a looter, right? Um,
It's it's like Jason trying to be make friends on Halloween or something.
friends.
It's like, oh,
Yeah. So yeah, outfit.
oh,
I think outfit is a legit thing to change up.
yeah, yeah.
And
Gun
that's
wise too.
guns too. Yeah, if you see somebody with a high power like a sweat gun, you're definitely going to think, oh, they're going out for the kills. They're trying to
Yeah,
wipe the lobby or whatever, right?
yeah. Most of the time, unless
Hmm.
you come across me.
Yeah, like
Sometimes I have mercy.
yeah, but like if I get pinged right away, I'm thinking, okay, someone pinged me.
Oh yeah,
There's a good chance that they're going to come and try to kill me. Like I might still try
yes,
to wave at them,
yeah,
but the fact that they're bringing pingers in alone
yeah.
is a good indicator.
Especially like right off the bat there,
Yeah,
like right off spawn. If someone's paying, they're not trying to be friendly. They're out for kills. They're
yeah,
probably not even trying to loot. They're just going to loot whatever they get off of bodies. And
hmm
um, yeah, I agree with that statement 100%.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to add? Is that did we
N-
talk?
Uh, no, I'm curious if anyone else out there has,
Yeah.
had some good, bad experiences. We're always happy to find out and learn about them. And again, like this was like a ton of fun.
It was fun. It was
I
definitely a lot of
I
fun.
died a lot. My survival rate is not the greatest to begin with, and it took like a beating this time. But you know what? It was fun.
But because we've played so many games, like yeah, we definitely died. But we're at the point where when you die, you're not your survival rate's not plummeting. It's taking a
No,
0.01% or maybe a 2 or something like that.
yeah,
So
it was point 0.3, I think, for
yeah,
me.
0.3. So you die like 10 times. Sure, you might go down at 1 or 2% in your survival, but it's
Yeah,
not going to be. It's not something you can't get back. It might take you a while to get it
yeah,
back,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
if
It
you're
was still fun.
if it was early on and we're doing stuff like this and we only played like 100 games, then yeah, your survival rate would go down a ton.
Yeah,
So if that's the thing that kind of is important to you, then I don't know. Try to do a bunch of runs where
yeah,
you don't run into people at all and survive to get your survival rate back up.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
But yeah, it was still fun.
It was. Yeah, it definitely was fun.
Even duos when we just got slaughtered time after
Like
time.
running around, friend, friend.
Right?
They need an emote, like that's something like that, like arms out and you're running towards them, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah, there we go. Hugging emote.
The
I
hugging
saw
emote.
the idea for like a kissing emote. I was like, let's get a hug in there too.
Yeah, a hug emote. Yeah, where you're running after
Like an
somebody with your
Elvira,
own.
yeah,
Yeah,
Elvira Tiny Toon hugging emote.
that'd be sweet.
Aggressively running.
Aggressively running at somebody with your arms outstretched.
Yeah,
That'd be fun, actually. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, that'd be great. Like, so, yeah, definitely in the comments, let us know about situations you've done. If you had any success making friends, or if maybe you've never had a good encounter trying to make friends, or somebody tried to make friends with you and you just didn't
Yeah,
trust them. I don't know, but let us know in the
yeah.
comments. That'd be great. We'd like to hear it. Um, yeah, I'm really considering downloading my VODs from the last few days and trying to cut together
Yeah.
a success and failure reel, which is mostly going to be failures and maybe a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, there we go. So that was almost an hour. I was getting close to an hour of topics, so actually
Hey.
not bad. you know, making
We
friends.
just ramble way too much.
Yeah, we do, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Playing Vigor and making friends is a worthwhile topic, and it was fun to try.
Yep.
But like usual, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. We love to hear from you. Um,
Yep.
if you're listening to us on a podcast player, and there's no real way to do comments on the podcasts that way, come over to YouTube and leave a comment there. That's another way
Yep.
to reach out to us, because yeah, there's YouTube, but there's also the
Yep.
audio only versions. So
Yep.
um,
Twitch too, or our
yeah,
Twitter accounts.
on Twitch, yes,
Um,
check us out on Twitch, or yeah, send us tweets. Yeah, for sure. Another way to reach
yep.
out. I never really think of that. It's but it is a way
Yep.
people communicate nowadays.
Yep. And we're always open to suggestions, feedback. If anyone has any ideas, more than happy to go through them and.
Yeah, if you have an idea for a
And
topic you'd like to hear us talk about, let us know, or something that we could do some more science testing.
yep. Or science.
For science. So if you have a thing like that you'd like us to talk about and try out, let us know. That'd be great to hear. And
Yep.
um, yeah, more topics the better. So, anyways, um, like usual, thanks for listening again, and make sure you stay safe in the outlands. Have a great night.
Yep. Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your way again. You don't see your end. vengeance and flame up your